Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Grab a cup of tea or coffee because today's story is one that many of you will feel deep in your chest. It's about love, sacrifice, boundaries, and what happens when family starts treating your home like it belongs to them. This is Elena's story, a 70-year-old widow who finally said, "Enough." Elena had always been the rock of her family. When she was 28, she married her high school sweetheart, Tom. They bought a modest 3-bedroom house in a quiet suburb with a big backyard and a porch swing Tom built himself. They raised one daughter, Sophia, in that house. Elena worked as a school secretary for 35 years. Long hours, low pay, but steady. Tom was a mechanic. Together, they paid off the mortgage early so they could retire comfortably. Then, 8 years ago, cancer took Tom. Elena buried him under the big oak in the backyard, the one they planted when Sophia was born. After that, the house felt too big, too quiet, but it was hers, paid for with her sweat, her tears, her years. Sophia grew up, married Mark, a nice enough guy who worked in IT. They rented a small apartment downtown. Elena loved having them over for Sunday dinners. She'd cook Tom's favorite pot roast, set an extra place even though he was gone, and listen to Sophia talk about her stressful job in marketing. Elena never asked for anything in return. She just wanted to see her daughter happy. Then came the phone call. It was a rainy Tuesday evening in October. Elena was watching her favorite old movie when the phone rang. Sophia's voice was frantic. "Mom, oh my God, our apartment flooded. A pipe burst on the floor above us. Everything's ruined. The landlord says it'll be weeks, maybe months before it's livable. Can we crash at your place, just for a bit, please?" Elena's heart squeezed. Of course she said yes. "Of course, honey, come right over. I'll make up the guest room." They arrived that same night, not with overnight bags, but with boxes. Plastic storage bins, suitcases on wheels, Mark's gaming computer in its box, Sophia's work laptop, clothes spilling out. Elena helped carry things in, thinking they must have grabbed what they could before the water got worse. She made tea, offered the couch until the guest room was ready. Sophia hugged her tight. "Thank you, Mom. You're a lifesaver. We'll be out of your hair soon." Elena smiled. "Take all the time you need, sweetheart." That soon never came. The first week was okay. They were grateful. Lots of "thank you, Mom," and "we really appreciate this." Mark fixed the leaky faucet in the kitchen that Tom never got around to. Sophia helped with dishes. Elena felt useful again, like the house had life in it. But week 2, things shifted. Sophia started moving furniture. "Mom, this guest room feels so dark. Mind if I hang some of my art?" Before Elena could answer, framed prints were on the walls, bright abstract pieces that clashed with the soft blues Elena had chosen years ago. Then Sophia rearranged the living room throw pillows. "These are so old school, Mom. Let's freshen it up." Elena bit her tongue. "It's temporary," she told herself. Week 3, Mark turned the garage into storage. Boxes of their things stacked floor to ceiling. Elena's old Christmas decorations, garden tools, Tom's toolbox, pushed into corners. "We'll move it when we leave, promise," Mark said casually. Elena's groceries started disappearing faster. She'd buy milk, bread, eggs, gone in 2 days. Sophia would say, "We'll replace it next shopping trip." But the next trip never happened. Instead, they ordered takeout and left the containers on the counter. By month 2, Elena felt like a guest in her own home. One Saturday morning, she woke up to laughter in the living room. She walked out in her robe to find Sophia's 3 friends sitting on her couch, drinking coffee from her favorite mugs and eating the croissants Elena had bought for herself. Music playing on Sophia's Bluetooth speaker. "Morning, Mom," Sophia called cheerfully. "The girls came over to help me brainstorm some work ideas. Hope you don't mind." Elena stood there, heart pounding. No one had asked, no one had warned her. They were treating her house like a cafe. That was the moment something inside Elena cracked. Not anger yet, but clarity. She had spent decades being the giver, the fixer, the one who said yes so everyone else could be comfortable. But this was erasure. She waited until the friends left. Then she sat Sophia and Mark down at the kitchen table, the same table where she and Tom had eaten breakfast every morning for 40 years. "I love you both," Elena began, voice steady, "but we need to talk about how long a bit is going to be." Sophia rolled her eyes a little. "Mom, we're still waiting on the landlord. Insurance is dragging. It's not our fault." "I understand that," Elena said. "But you've been here almost 3 months. You've redecorated my guest room, filled my garage, eaten my food, invited people over without asking. I feel like I'm living in someone else's house." Mark shifted uncomfortably. "We help around here. I fixed things. We're not just freeloading." Elena looked at him. "Helping is one thing, taking over is another. So here's what's going to happen if you want to keep staying." She laid it out clearly, writing it on a yellow legal pad so there was no misunderstanding. Rent, $600 a month, due on the 1st. Utilities, split 50-50. She showed last month's bills. Groceries, everyone buys their own, or they take turns shopping and splitting the receipt. Chores, rotating schedule. Dishes, trash, vacuuming, bathrooms. No uninvited guests within 24-hour notice. No changes to furniture, walls, or decorations without asking first. Respect quiet hours after 9 p.m. Elena liked to read in peace. Sophia stared at the paper like it was written another language. "Rent from your own daughter? Mom, that's cold." Elena met her eyes. "Cold is assuming my home is free just because I live alone now. Cold is turning my sanctuary into storage and a social club without ever asking how I feel. Family doesn't take, Sophia. Family respects." Mark tried the guilt card. "We're family. You always said family helps each other. What happened to that?" "What happened," Elena said quietly, "is I spent 40 years helping, raising you, burying your father, working until my hands shook, paying this house off so I'd have peace one day. And I gave it freely because I loved you. But love isn't a free pass to erase someone else's life." Silence hung heavy. Sophia's voice cracked. "You're really going to charge me rent? Like I'm some stranger?" "You're not a stranger," Elena replied. "You're my daughter. That's why this hurts so much, because I expected better from you." They argued for over an hour. Tears, raised voices. Sophia called her selfish. Mark said she was punishing them for something that wasn't their fault. Elena didn't yell. She just repeated calmly, "These are the terms. You can accept them, or you can pack tonight. I'll even help you load the car." In the end, they accepted, grudgingly. Sophia wrote a check for the first month with shaking hands. Mark muttered under his breath but started unloading some boxes from the garage. The first few weeks were tense. Sophia barely spoke to her. Mark did chores with exaggerated sighs. But slowly, something shifted. The rules forced accountability. They bought their own groceries. They asked before inviting anyone over. Sophia even asked if she could keep one small painting up, "Only if it's okay with you, Mom." Elena said yes to the painting. Small olive branches. Months passed. The apartment was finally repaired. Elena expected them to leave quickly. Instead, Sophia came to her one evening while Elena was watering plants on the porch. "Can we talk?" They sat on the swing Tom built. Sophia's eyes were red. "I've been going to therapy. Mark, too. I didn't realize how much I was taking you for granted. I saw you as this endless well of support, always there, always saying yes. I never stopped to think you might need space, or rest, or just you. I'm so sorry." Elena felt tears prick her own eyes. "I never wanted to charge you rent to hurt you. I did it to remind us both that my life matters too." Sophia nodded. "We're moving back next week, but I want to keep coming over, not to take, just to visit, and I'll call first, always." They hugged for a long time, the kind of hug that carries years of unspoken things. Today, Elena's house is quiet again, but it's a chosen quiet. Sophia visits every couple of weeks, brings coffee, sits on the porch, asks how Elena's day was. No demands, no assumptions, just presence. And Elena, she finally feels like the owner of her own home and her own life. So the lesson here, friends, is simple but hard. Love isn't measured by how much you give up. Real love includes respect for each other's time, space, and dignity. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for your children is teach them that your yes is precious, not automatic. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever felt invisible in your own home, or if you've had to set a hard boundary with family, drop a like, leave a comment telling me where you're watching from and what you think. Have you ever had to charge rent to your own kid, or been the one who overstayed? Share below. I read every comment. Subscribe if you want more stories like this, real, raw, and full of heart. Hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. And until then, protect your peace. You deserve it. Love you all. See you in the next video.